Hi, I'm Chase McKinney. I'm a mental health counselor, and I'm looking forward to going on this journey with you. This week, we're going to hear from Kevin as he talks to us about some skills relating to mindfulness. I hope you really enjoy this video and that you're able to gain something from this and start to use it right away.
Hello, my name is Kevin Payne, and I'm very excited today to be talking to you about a component of DBT called mindfulness. First of all, what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is the basic human ability to be fully present, aware of where we are and what we're doing, and not overly reactive or overwhelmed by what's going on around us. Mindfulness is a quality that every human being already possesses. It's not something you have to conjure up. You just have to learn how to access it. So the good news is, all of you in this room today already possess this. You already have it. So we're going to try and uncover how you might be able to use it. So the goal of mindfulness is to allow us to respond to things instead of automatically reacting to them. So taking some time to think about what our response is. How many know that oftentimes that first response often gets us in trouble and heads us down the wrong path? So we want to take some time before responding so that we can do it in a healthy way. But this requires being able to tolerate the experience of distressful thoughts long enough to decide if those thoughts have value and figure out how best to respond. So we have to do some work, kind of some mental gymnastics, you might say, to figure out what your next move is going to be in a critical situation. We learn this by practicing becoming more aware of where our attention is and deliberately changing that focus. So what are we thinking about? What's filling your mind? And can you become more aware of your surroundings, your environment, and what's happening within yourself? Mindfulness is a way to pay attention to thoughts and feelings moment by moment without judgment. That's often the difficult part, right? Without judgment. Often our pain and mental discomfort come from judgment that we place on what we experience rather than by what is actually happening. So it's the interpretation that causes us frustration or anger or stress, and maybe not even the actual event that's taking place. Here's an example. Washing the dishes is boring and I hate doing it. My mom must really hate me to make me do this. So that's a statement of judgment, right? How about this? This is thinking mindfully. Washing dishes with soapy water produces clean dishes. That's a fact, right? And voila, clean dishes can get used again for meals. I don't know about you, but I like meals. And I like to eat them on clean dishes. So that's taking it and changing it from a judgmental statement or feeling motion to mindfulness. When we can't control our attention, it can create problems for us. For instance, when we can't stop thinking about something past that was emotional or physically painful, or when we can't concentrate on a task that is important, or when we can't focus our attention on a person. Being mindful is not the same as being purposeful. Rather, it is a sense of accepting things as they come, without the expectations that come with purposeful thought. Mindfulness does not have to happen in a formal meditation session. You can practice this at any time. So you have the ability to do this within your own self, even if you're by yourself and your mind is obsessing over something or thinking continually about negative thoughts or feelings or anxieties. You can do this with by yourself, or if you're in a group or with a friend. No therapy or meditation will prevent unpleasant or sad things, I guess medication also, from happening in our daily lives. But mindfulness allows us to view those things from a more objective place, to see them without letting them pull us into automatic reactions and feelings. Again, remember those automatic reactions are often they cause a lot of problems, and so we want to take some time to think before putting the car into gear. I want to talk to you about a concept today called rational mind, emotional mind, and wise mind. You're going to be seeing this throughout several of these sessions that are coming up, because this is a real key when we're talking about DBT. The rational mind, this is where we think from the place of past experience. What's happened before? Logic, right? There's a formula to it. A plus B equals C. It makes sense. So statistics, research, it's kind of like just the facts, man, just the facts. And then we have our emotional mind. Our emotional mind experiences feelings, and just like I said, experiences. Feelings such as sadness or anger or stress or fear or anxiety. There are many different kind of emotions that we feel, and emotions are not always bad. It tells us where we are. But if we only react or only act out of emotions or out of our rational mind without combining them, we may have bad outcomes. So when we combine these, then we have what's called wise mind. So you might say, I feel this and I know this, so I will do this. So you bring these two concepts together, and that will help then for you to make a better decision. So let's take a look at some of these, what happens when you think out of your emotional mind. It's more feeling centered. You typically will operate from a logical thinking place, or not active, but logic will be difficult for you if you're only thinking emotionally. Facts are distorted to match whatever mood that you're feeling in. You may be impulsive or hot-headed, so making quick decisions from a place of anger. When you're thinking out of the emotional mind, your emotions are in control, and they may influence and control your thinking and behavior. So in essence, you're kind of operating in emo mode. If you're thinking only in the rational side, then you are thinking from a centered place of thoughts. Your emotions might be ignored, and you're going to focus on the facts and logic. Feelings of self and others may not be considered, so you might miss some of the emotions of your parent or your friend or whoever it is that you're interacting with. You might appear to be cool and detached, not really connected. So you might actually be operating in robot mode. But if we combine these to the wise mind and we add thoughts and feelings together, this brings a good integration from the best of emotional and rational minds. And when we're using our wise mind, we're viewing situations with loving detachment. So we can kind of pull back a little bit, but we can still show that we love and we care, even though we're not, operating only out of the feels. When we're operating in wise mind, we utilize observation and responding. So we're observing maybe first and then choosing to respond in a healthy way, rather than intense reacting or cool distancing. So we're operating in wise mode. A little image there from Ice Age you can take a look at. So let's practice. How our state of mind affects situations. So I want you right now, we're going to pause here in just a moment, but I want you to describe a situation which was difficult or led to conflict with someone else. Under emotional mind, list the feelings you had during the situation and what your reactions were. Under the rational mind, list the thoughts you had during the situation and what your rational responses were. Under wise mind, identify what have been the most useful and wise thoughts and feelings. List what you did or could have done different if you were responding from a wise mind state. So your facilitator is going to give you a worksheet that's going to have those directions and have this template here. But I wanted to give you an example before you begin. So here's a potential situation. I got into an argument with my parents because I went out with friends and did not come home by curfew time. During the argument with my parents, I punched a hole in the wall, left the house, and did not come back until the next day. Yeah, that's probably going to bring out some conflict at home. So if this person were thinking out of their emotional mind, they might think, curfew is annoying and embarrassing. I don't want my friends to know I have curfew. I am mad because my parents are mad at me, so I'm upset too. They might feel guilty for punching a hole in the wall. That may cost some money too. They might feel worried about the trouble that they're in. If they're only thinking out of their rational mind, out of their thoughts, they might think, yeah, my parents won't let me stay out, so why even ask? I'm going to get in trouble anyhow. I might as well leave. Curfew is a set time, must go home on time or not go out. Okay, so there's some thoughts. The wise mind might say, I want to hang out with friends and I want to respect my parents. Okay, so I want to be able to have both of those. So something I might be able to do is call before curfew and ask permission. I can explain my feelings and not avoid. And maybe if we've already gotten into the argument, I can take a time out, take a break so that we don't escalate the situation and it just get worse. So we're going to pause and you're going to practice. So take a few minutes and let's do this exercise. All right. Now I have an exercise that you can do this week. So this is something you can take home with you. You'll also get a handout regarding this that you can fill out. So this coming week, try to notice one time when you are in wise mind, one time when you are in emotional mind, and one time when you are in rational mind. Maybe these images will help you get a better grasp on these different minds. Briefly describe your experiences in each state of mind. Include when it occurred and where you were. So I want you to practice that this week and see what you can figure out from the different places that you might be reacting from in your mind. All right. One of the concepts of mindfulness is to be able to find a place within yourself that you can bring yourself to having good responses because you're calm. Whenever we're not calm, we often will react in ways that produce trouble. So I'm going to do something with you today that I hope will help you. And like I said, some of these things are things that you can do as well. We're going to help you today. I'm going to guide you through a process here, through a mindfulness exercise, but you can maybe do this in your mind whenever you need to. So here's what I would like you to do. I would like you to sit up in your chair, sit firmly and comfortably. Let your arms and your hands fall at your sides or place them comfortably in your lap. Now I'd like you to close your eyes and relax. You may become aware of your breathing as you breathe in and out. In and out. Imagine yourself as you are walking along a trail in the forest. As you walk, you become aware of the fresh smells of the flowers from a nearby meadow, the pine needles from the many fir trees that line the dirt path. Above and around you, ring out the chirping and singing of birds as they enjoy their day, forage for food, or bathe in puddles left over from yesterday's rain. The sun shining above warms your face as you walk toward it. A gentle breeze is flowing through the birch and the fir trees, causing a soft whooshing sound and gently tussling your hair. As you continue to explore, you are aware of your breath as you breathe in and then out. In and then out. In the distance, you hear the sound of rushing water. The winding path leads you to a flowing but peaceful stream. You see the water as it flows around several large stones, emptying into a small, calm lake. The breeze from the water brings a cool, refreshing feeling on your skin. It reminds you that summer is giving way to autumn. A few leaves have already begun to turn from green to yellows and reds, painting a tapestry on the hills in front of you. You spread out a blanket on the ground, lie down, and stare up at the few cloud formations that have appeared above you. You try to make out what the shapes may be forming. As you do this, you realize that the cares of the day begin to lift from you and float toward the clouds as you continue to be aware of your breathing as you breathe in and out. In and out. Your mind and spirit are calm, and you feel a pleasantness in the air. Stress and anxiety begin to morph into peace and tranquility. Your body is relaxed as you lie in the middle of natural beauty. Tension is leaving your muscles. Hope is filling your mind, and emotion is one of serenity. Peace, joy, hope, and love fill you as you breathe it in and out. In and out. When you are ready, you may open your eyes and come back from your journey.